Hey, Cubs fans, and welcome to another edition of Cubs on Tap. I'm your host, Nick, joined by Joey. This is a Joey and Nick live show tonight. We get to break down a Cubs series victory. Before we get into any of that, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, Nick. I'm good. Would be better if they would have closed out the sweep, but hey, that's what happens on the road sometimes. I'm kind of chalking it up to just being on the road and obviously not having a bullpen worth of shit. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm doing pretty well though. Like all things considered, I'm pretty happy with the way the series overall went. How are you doing?
Yeah, I have to agree with you. That's definitely why I named it The Finale Leaves a Bad Taste, because it would have been great to get that sweep, and it was a bad way to lose this one today for sure, and we'll get into it. But outside of that, like you said, I can't be too upset, especially with this bullpen and the pitching injuries. I thought they did really well on the road, and a great start to a very important stretch of baseball here coming up before the break, and then coming after the break. The deadline's going to smack you real quick, so it's
Yeah.
important. These games are important.
Very important. Yeah, this is a crucial moment, crucial time for the Cubs as far as like what they're going to do at the deadline. And that's something that we keep talking about off air and even on air. But that's yeah, they gotta make them make the moves. You got to play into that. And I guess I mean I know we're going to talk about the game today and the series as a whole, but like sitting here right now with where they're at in the wild card, have you changed your tune at all as far as like what you're like? Do you want them to kind of like half in, half out, or like
Yeah,
where are you kind of at right now?
well, it's tough because I said earlier in the week that I feel so confused this time around with the deadline coming up. Usually I'm like either hard buy or, a sell for sure. I don't know what you do if you're Jed Hoyer because, like you said, you're in the wild card. The Brewers are not slowing down. It's going to be really hard to catch the Brewers. I don't think you're going to be able to. And the other big thing is you got a lot of holes to fill. It's not just like you need one bat and it's going to push you over the edge, or you need one arm and maybe it'll push you over the edge. You need a couple different arms,
Yeah,
and then you need relief help too. And you do have a big enough farm. You do have the assets to go and make it happen. And as a Cubs fan, as a homer, I want them to do it, and I want them to hard buy. But I don't know what they're going to do. That's where I'm at. Like, if you ask me what I want them to do, I know exactly what I want them to do. But I honestly don't know what they're going to do because the other thing is there's a lot of teams that we thought are out of it, like the Marlins and the Red Sox, and then they're roaring back. So
yeah.
it's hard to who are your targets now? It's one of those things. So it's going to be interesting. What about you? What do you think they're going to do?
Oh, what do I think they're going to do? I,
We
I
all
still
want them to
think
buy.
like yeah, I like we know what we want. I mean, I want them to be in it because I'm anytime you're in a wild card position and you can get to the playoffs, to me, I feel like it's worth at least going after. But at the same time, like I've been saying this, or I was saying this, at least when they were during that huge losing streak and that stretch. I was saying, this team's not good enough once they get there. We don't have the horses in the stable to get past the hump in the playoffs, and that can change with some additions. So I guess like it's kind of depends on where you fall on the optimistic side of things too, because some of these injuries that are guys that are out right now, they can come back at the right time and even post trade deadline, and it's like their acquisitions that way too. I won't even bring up. I mean, I guess we can bring up Steele, but that's more of like hopeful for bullpen at this point, possibly. Like
Yeah,
I don't even want to put that name really in the hat at this point. I think there's some
we
other
have to
guys
get
who could
Brown
get help.
back, to be honest.
Yeah, Brent Brown, a huge addition. That would be another huge addition.
Yep.
And Tyon seems like he's kind of like itching his way back. Which is that a playoff arm? I mean, that's
Well, it kind
debatable.
of has to be,
But
right? Like, what else are you going to do, right?
I don't know. Like, did they shuffle him to the pen? Like, there's so much uncertainty, though. It's like I really want to dive more into the pitching. I think a little
Yeah,
bit show, I'm not sure where I fall. Like I fall in somewhere in between there too. So I'm very much like I don't know what they're gonna do either. I'm the same
yeah,
way. I have no idea. Like maybe they go after something controllable, like an Edward Cabrera type uh,
yeah,
at the deadline. But then again, who do you give up, and do you really trust that this core is going to be the way to go here in the next several years? Like you got
yeah,
Dansby on, on guys that are falling off as far as bats go. So there's not a whole lot coming as far as reinforcements in the
true.
minors as there is right now. So I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
know. It's tough.
yeah. It is tough, and yeah, I mean, you did mention Dansby. It seems like as for right now, he's hitting really well. But you're right. Overall, the bat has fallen off, and you've got a lot of infielders. I mean, you're rich with infield, depth. So do
Mhm.
you go and you do something? Who knows? But my biggest concern is what you brought up. Is this the core? Is this what you want to put all your chips in and say for the next 2 to 3, 4 years, this is it. For me, PCA is the guy that you build
Oh,
around. Like
100%.
he has proven it that contract was well worth it, and that's great because early on he was not looking good. He looked like a big question mark, and I don't think anyone was ready to write him off, but people were concerned. And he's a superstar. He's going to be a superstar too. I don't know where his ceiling is, but I think he's far from it. So he is someone that you can build around. Do you extend, say, a Suzuki, or do you extend Ian Happ? Like what? Where do they go with that type of move? So I mean, we could get into the depth of the future and what it's going to look like, but the fun part about the trade deadline is it can affect the future and how this ball club is going to be, especially when you do, like you said, get guys with control. And that seems to be what Jed likes to do is get guys with control rather than a rental and just like, that's it. If you miss out, you miss out. And then you miss out on the guys that you gave up. So it's going to be interesting. This series, though, back to that, it was a good, solid series, good baseball. Monday, we can get into Monday's game. I think that was 5-2 victory. Alex Bregman kind of broke out a bit in that game. Had some good, solid hits, including a double, and that was promising because he's someone that I've been very concerned about, just offensively.
Yeah. He's someone who, dude, you just need to start hitting more consistently. Like, especially if you're going to justify hitting him up in the order. I think that's like,
He's in the two
that's
hole.
another big thing for me. It's like, you can't hit him that high in the order and for you not to produce. So that was good to see.
Yeah, I was shocked at the beginning of the series that he was still in the two hole. Obviously, you know, he had a good game Monday. He's been hitting the ball well. He's been getting his good swings off. He had into some bad luck yesterday for sure. But he was one of the guys. I think there was only two guys that went over, and he was one of them. So you just you just have a close eye on him for sure because you need him to break out. You need him to carry this thing right now, and he's just not doing it. And the other thing that I talked about with Tommy is he's getting a lot of singles. Like his hard, I don't know what his hard hit rate looks like right now, but I feel like he's just a single merchant out there. Like he
Yeah,
just
that's
doesn't
it.
do
Yeah.
anything but hit singles.
That's
It's
definitely what it feels like.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. We'll see where you go from there. But Boyd did pitch on was it Monday or Tuesday? Now I'm confusing myself. We were off
Monday,
on Monday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Boyd pitched on Tuesday. He looked great. Um, what did you see out of Boyd that you liked?
I think you look good. I didn't get to catch the entire game. But yeah, I think he looked good. He looked like this was probably his best outing that I've seen in quite a while. Obviously, we
Quite a
haven't seen him
while. Yeah, he
much
went deep. Yeah, went deep in
lately,
this
but
day and
yeah,
age.
what did he go 6 innings on?
Yeah,
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 and he was getting some Ks, and he looked like he was mixing it up. And if we can get this Boyd for the rest of the stretch, I think the Cubs are in good shape. I think maybe good shape is a little bit strong. I don't know if they're in good shape. I think that's a step in the right direction for at least getting some stability out of this rotation, and then you can kind of start to play with some pieces like what they I don't want to say experimented with because we've seen him do the bullpen work before, but like Assad out of the bullpen, which at the time to me it was like, well, why is he in the bullpen? He's been good as a starter.
Yep.
But then you can kind of, maneuver some of these pieces between him and Ray. And, um, you know, again, I don't know what they're going to do moving forward, but I think Boyd is for sure one of the people that you would just pencil in as like, he's a needed guy.
Yeah. He's a starting pitcher that you need to rely on for sure. And then Ryan Rollison also pitched that game, which we're going to talk about Ryan Rollison tonight, I'm sure. But he gave up 2 earned runs there, and he looked really bad. Talking about our bullpen issues, Ryan Rollison cannot fall apart because he's been one of the guys that they've kind of relied on.
Yeah. Yeah, Rollison, I knew you were going to want to talk about him tonight because based off what you were saying beforehand, but Rollison, dude, the biggest issue, Craig knows it, Jed knows it, the bosses know it, your boss knows it, your dog knows it. It's the bullpen. Like the bullpen is the problem, and it's just it's like a matter of like who are you going to go to when and how, and you can't pitch Jacob Webb every day, and even Webb isn't like this Mr. Shutdown reliever by any means. And like,
no.
I mean, we've been asking this question for months of who do you go to, especially with all these injuries, but like Rollison's been one of the guys that has been solid this year, and I'm looking at it now. I mean, he's got a 2.87 ERA, even despite the last like 3 games that he's pitched where he's been bad. So it's like,
that's true.
I'm hoping he figures it out because otherwise, I mean, it's not like Thielbar's been good this year.
No.
Trent Thornton, like, I guess, and I did look this up before we hopped on here because I was really interested as who had the best ERA out of the pen right now. Trent Thornton, 2.60 ERA, which is the best out of all the guys that are active right now, all the bullpen guys that are active. But man, that doesn't give you a whole lot of hope. Like it's Trent Thornton. I mean, he does have a little bit of dog in him. We've seen him kind of get out of some jams and stuff.
But
I don't know.
Well, I can sit here guys, right? Like who's leverage? Who is the guy that you go to in that spot?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like we could sit here and harp on Rollison, but I don't know what to do. Who?
No. It's a horrible problem. It's a horrible issue, which brings us back to the deadline where you're like, you can't go and get like 5 different bullpen arms, but you need like 5 different bullpen arms right now. That's how bad it's gotten. So the bullpen's a huge question mark, but they're able to hold on Tuesday night, and they win that one 5-2. That was a solid game. But moving on to my favorite game of the week so far, I think it's every Cubs fan's favorite game of the week, was yesterday when they absolutely went off with the home run ball yet again. Somehow it ends up being 9-7. It should have been way less close than that. But then again, the bullpen, Joey, because you had a 9-3 lead, and then the bullpen blows that. But that was a fun game. That was Mr. PCA's game. I'm wearing my obvious shirt. You like obvious shirts. I like obvious shirts. You all like obvious shirts. Go to obvious shirts. Use our code ONTAPSports. It's actually in the banner down there. Get 10% off your next order. I love this shirt. I get a lot of compliments on this shirt and a lot of like pushback. Like, no, I like PCA more than you do. I think it's fun. So yeah, PCA. That was a PCA game. 2 homers yesterday, and just bombs. But what was your favorite part of yesterday?
See, it's better not to delay your question, but it's better to be on that side of things. I like PCA more than you do than it is to be on the other side where you got weirdos with accounts that are just full of PCA hate for no reason when he has second best F4 or close to Shohei Ohtani's F4. But anyways, yeah,
It's a
I
tough
digress
life
there.
for those people right now.
Oh, I don't even know how they can continue on, but somehow they do. Not like that. I mean, like keep the account going.
Oh no, I know. I don't know how
As
you
the
do
fake
that.
account. But yeah, no, I don't know. My favorite part was for sure just the amount of just hits in general for the Cubs and
Yeah.
homers. Like that offense, that was an offense bust out. Kind of keeping the continuation here of the hot bats, the stretch that we've had. And I think it was especially good to see. I mean, the first game, obviously 5 runs, that's not bad, but there's some more a little bit, manufactured style runs. But on Wednesdays or game 2 of this series, it was really like bust out the whooping sticks. And yeah, that was good to see. And I really think PCA is just so fun to watch, man. It's like I've been having this conversation, uh, and I think like obviously his patience is a huge part of that. Like he's taken a ton of pitches now. He's made it a part of his game to have that approach and really lay off pitches and take the walks as they've been talking about during games as well on the broadcast. But um, I don't know how you look at PCA and like some of the people are saying it's not even really a race between him and Shohei because to me they're both two-way players, right? Shohei, he doesn't
They
play the
are.
field. He doesn't play the field. He hits and he pitches. So that's two ways. And he's elite and he's really good at both, right? No question about it. That by default makes him the best player in baseball, probably that he can even do that. And maybe the best player we've ever seen in our lives. But I just feel like you can't just give him the default award. Like if that's the case, give him the
No.
best player in the league award. Like the MVP is most valuable, and I think most valuable for sure to the Cubs. Like Dodgers are loaded. If we want to bring this back as a most valuable player award, the Cubs would be nowhere without PCA, I feel like this year. And he plays elite on both sides of the ball, hitting and fielding. He's elite right now at both. So the fact that his WAR is even as close as it is to Otani, and you look at the offensive numbers, and in many ways outplaying him offensively, at least maybe not outplaying, very close offensively. There's a case, man. There is a case, and it's between
Yeah.
those two guys. And to be able to say that you're a fan of a team that has a player, we were talking about he's going to be a superstar, a player who is a superstar right at this moment,
Yep.
like on the kind of level, I don't want to get carried away, but the type of level of Shohei Otani, at
Shohei
least to
Ohtani.
be
Yeah.
in the same conversation, that's fun. That's fun. And I'm not going to say that was the one thing that stuck out to me on game 2, but that's just something I feel like I needed to talk about today because like it's every time I watch the Cubs, and when you're not watching the Cubs, you're talking to somebody about PCA. So he's just the
Exactly.
conversation right now, and it's fun to be a fan.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I can't imagine him being on another team. It would just be just so annoying to watch
No,
going up against PCA because he is a game wrecker on the bases. He has no business catching the balls that he catches in the outfield, and his bat has just been on fire. So to be on the other side of that thing, it must just suck. And like you said, it must be a sucky life to be a PCA hater because he's been so good ever since his little hiccup where he like dropped a couple balls and gave up a couple inside the park home runs. And that shows you how good of a player he is because a lot of young guys would crumble after that
yeah,
because that's tough.
very
And
true.
you can easily slide in baseball. It's a momentum game. So for him to rise up and be like, no, I'm not going to let that define my season at all. It's been awesome, and that's enough for me as a fan to be like, go buy. You got this guy can literally carry you right now. He can carry you through these injuries and through this time. Get to the point where you can fill your holes and then go to battle again. That's how I feel as a baseball fan. That's just how I am. I want to win. It's about winning. You always want to win. I hate when they talk about well, you got to look at 2030 and how your team will win now. We play to win the game, Joey. That's what we do. We play to win.
I like
And
it, Herm. I like it, Herm.
yeah, you play to win. Go do it. And that's like my philosophy on baseball and being a Cubs fan. I've always been that way. If you're even close to being in the race, just go by, fill those holes, and go back to battle. And PC is a guy. So is Seiya Suzuki too. That's another guy that can get really hot and carry your team because he just hits bombs sometimes. And he hit a couple of this series, and yesterday that was the nail in the coffin right there.
Mm-hmm.
3-run homer, say goodnight. And the bullpen needed every bit of that home run.
How scared were you the other day when he looked like he was pretty banged up? Potentially, I was getting texts. I didn't really even see it, but they were like, "Oh, Seiya might be hurt, but he was good."
That was today, right? He got taken out of the game today for cramps.
Oh, okay. So I didn't see that today. I didn't even know.
Yeah, so it was the other day. I know what you're talking about with the other day too. Yeah, I've been scared with Seiya because he's pretty injury prone. He's okay today. He said he's going to eat 100 bananas. And he'll be all
right. All right, so he's in good spirits.
But everyone knows bananas help cramps. And go That's try true. To find that clip with, I forget who the player was, but with the Toronto Blue Jays talking about monkeys eat bananas. It's so funny.
Oh man,
it's hilarious.
I'm glad that he's okay though, because that's the other one is like PCA and Seiya. They have been carrying the lineup when they're on, and obviously Dansby as well. And I think he's still hitting the ball pretty damn well, even though might not have had the greatest game today, but he's just doing things like hit a rocket again last night. I think that was caught. Like and even Conforto. I thought Conforto had a pretty good series. And the home run the other night, and then today even that line drive at the end of the game. I mean, if it's not right at the left fielder, which maybe not right at him, but it was in the vicinity, and he still hit it. It was a hard hit ball. I went back and looked and see how hard he hit it. It was like, it was definitely a hard hit ball, and he took it. It was a good pitch on the outside corner. Took it to the opposite field. Like that is still fine. That's why I'm not as upset with this game, I guess, because it wasn't like. Yeah. It wasn't like they just curled up after even losing the lead. It's just kind of things that you just can't really control, like the Nico Horner play. I don't even know if we had moved on quite to.
I'm sure we're gonna get into that.
But yeah, the Nico Horner right now. I want to talk about. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's such bullshit. And if you recall, Nico had that call go against him. I forget when, but he apparently blocked the bag. He had that call go against him. And what's even worse, in my opinion, is the fact that they can go and look at this in New York. They can clearly see this happening, but they're not allowed to overturn that portion of the call.
That's what Craig said too. Yeah.
That's horrible. Yeah. That's horrible.
Yeah. I'm with them. I'm with you. I think if you have replay intact, you have it available, and you have these guys looking at it from a truck or from whatever the replay center. Why can't you then determine what happened on the play, the whole play? Yep. It doesn't matter what was called on the field if that's actually what happened. If you have eyes and you have this replay that you're able to take advantage of. I don't get why certain things are not reviewable when you're reviewing the whole play. And
I know
and I guess we'll talk about base running for a second. That is the risk, of course, of diving instead of sliding, but diving, and I've always preferred sliding if I can than diving because you're more susceptible to injuries. Like there's a lot of different reasons. It's faster to get to the base when you're diving. It's more naturally just heading forward, but you're more likely to go past the bag. But in that case, it's like, dude, he put his foot literally right in front of where his foot would have went.
He would have anchored himself right to the base like they're taught.
And it's also tough for Gunnar Henderson there because I'm also not hating on the move by him because it's not. I don't know if it was even really intentional because it's kind of like the tag and then his foot kind of
Yeah,
went into it afterwards. So it's like one of those things where it's like
it's tough.
it's a
It's one of
tough
those
play
things that should go to video review
and
and be
call.
looked at and then called. And one of the things that they mentioned, and I didn't know this, it's kind of like at home plate. If the ball brings you into the path, or if you have the ball, you're okay to block the base. But if you don't have the ball and you're blocking the base, which clearly he didn't have the ball yet, and his foot was in front of the base,
Yeah.
that's it. Should have been. It should have been. He should have been safe. And what's worse is Nico probably would have been on third if in a perfect world Ian Happ still hits that single. He would have been at third with only one out. So your tying run is at third with one out.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different ball game. Well, not getting too far off the track here, but what would have been really interesting is if Conforto tied right there, if he got a base hit and they tied the game, they would have had to stop play because it started to pour rain.
Right. Yeah.
And it would have just kept going. That's why they moved the game to the early time. So like what do you even do at that point? You just have a tied game that probably gets suspended. So
I would have been here for it though.
yeah, I totally would have been. I was hoping that it would happen just for the madness of it, and so the Cubs had a chance to win. But yeah, it's unfortunate. But Conforto is an asset off the bench for sure. He's a guy that, and I like seeing him in the lineup too. Look at Wednesday, he hit that bomb too.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, he's been so refreshing this year, and I think like it's good to see him kind of turn it back around a little bit here because he definitely went through a little bit of a cooling off period. But yeah, I think a lot of us forgot just how good he was for so long with the Mets before he really started to kind of tail off, and then even with the Dodgers, like he was much better than he'd been the last few years. So for him, it's really good for him to turn his career around. But yeah, he's been such a valuable asset. I mean, especially when you don't have that other lefty that you were thinking you were gonna have with Mo Baller. I mean, that is it's a huge piece, and really, in some ways, he's preventing Kevin Alcantara from getting more opportunities, which is okay.
yes,
That's totally fine at this point. I mean, just keep playing well.
yeah, and let him figure it out because his base running is atrocious, absolutely atrocious. It's something that really irks me with Kevin Alcantara. Like it's like he doesn't want it or something. I don't want to say that, but he's all over with that. Whatever. We don't want to get into that, but
that's for sure.
He's got to get better, and that's where you go and get better. So he'll learn. That's what he's going to do, and they'll either use him as a piece or they're going to keep him around. I don't know. We'll see. But
maybe he wasn't even the right person to say about the blocking necessarily. It's probably more so Pedro Ramirez, if anything.
Pedro Ramirez too. Yeah, and he's another guy I would like to see get a little bit more run.
Yeah, I like what he's shown so far, for the most part.
We've been getting a lot of run to Dean though, giving him a lot of opportunities for Dean. He actually came in for Seiya Suzuki today. What inning was that? I think Seiya left in the 8th. But
for at least for like direct outfield replacement,
yeah, Justin Dean, yeah. So
he's got wheels too.
He does, and he's pretty good in the field as well. But yeah, it's interesting who they're giving the playing time to. Nonetheless, Joey, it was a good series. We can't complain too much. The only thing we can complain about is the bullpen, and if we choose to open that jar of worms, I think we're going to be here all night long. So
I think we already did.
Yeah, we probably did as much as we can about the bullpen. You don't want to beat a dead horse. But moving on, we got the Reds with a pretty important series coming up here because, as we said, I mean, every game up until the deadline is just proving to Jed and to the Cubs, do you make a move? Do you get aggressive? So tomorrow they're going to play the Reds in Cincinnati with that bullpen. Sorry. It's just scary, Joey. I'm just scared. I'm terrified.
I get
of
it.
this Great American Ballpark.
I
This
call it Great
bullpen.
American Small Park.
Yeah, with this bullpen. So Andy Managa is going to kick it off tomorrow, and he's either on or off. Hopefully, you get him on, not giving up homers and not getting that home run ball bite that the Cubs starting staff seems to be so susceptible to. But Imanaga tomorrow against Hunter Green. I think Hunter Green's only pitched one time this year. He was hurt. He had one start, 3 innings, because right now he's got a 21 ERA. So it's obviously not accurate. But we've seen Hunter Green a lot, so we'll see what we can do against him. And then they're going to move on Saturday, same start time, 6:10 p.m., and they get Lodolo. They get Nick Lodolo, who, again, they've seen quite a bit as well. So you're hoping that they can kind of put something together against both of these guys. Reds have not been great. And then they're going to end the weekend series against Andrew Abbott. And you got Boyd on the mound. I should mention on Saturday that you have Assad on the mound, which is fun. I like when Assad starts.
Me
I think
too.
yeah, I like him as a starter. I think you give him the run and see what he does. I think he'll surprise you.
I think he's definitely shown quite a bit in this stretch of being a starter, and really he's made the most of his opportunities as a starter his entire time with the Cubs, and they just haven't really stuck with him. And so yeah, I'm with you there. I do get excited when he's on the mound because I just want to see like if this is something he can continue, and if they're actually going to stick with him in the rotation, especially when guys get healthy and whatnot. But um, yeah, not the easiest matchup here going to Cincy, and you've got those starters on the mound: Abbott, Lodolo, and Green, of course. Who he's not going to be stretched out like he normally
No,
would, not pitching much until just like you said, just one game, which I believe is right there. But yeah, he still struck out 7 in that outing and 3 1/3 innings. Like this guy, he's not easy. Obviously,
no,
between him and Lodolo and Abbott, I think the ballpark, like this is going to be another game though where you're going to have to put up runs because you got the ballpark working against you, you got the pitching staff working against you, and it's the Reds. So
exactly.
and we know how annoying that they can be every time we play them. So I'm hoping for the best here. I think if you could take 2 or 3 again, you're sitting in a good position. Just keep chipping away at it and put some pressure on them. You got to put up runs in this series though, for sure.
100%. Yeah, you gotta put up runs, and I think the offense is the only way you're gonna win this series. You gotta hope that the offense just carries them, and the pitching staff doesn't give up more than what they score. It's really what it comes down to. That's baseball. But the bullpen, I'll be holding my breath, man. I have no trust in any of them right now. So except Webb, but even that's saying something, right?
Yeah, even that. It's like
Theo Bar was the guy, and now he's not getting the ball down enough. He's leaving everything up in the zone. They're crushing it. So Webb. That's
I
it.
mean, that's pretty much it. Like it's scary. It's Trent Thornton, kinda like
Kind
it's
of not Ferguson.
not Ferguson, not I mean Hollowell was in danger today too and somehow escaped.
Yep. You know who I
Um
really miss who had appendix surgery is Hobie Milner. I think they miss Hobie
yeah,
Milner. He
yeah,
gave
Hope
you a different look.
yeah. I think
Funky arm angle.
he was different.
He'll
And I
be back.
still think I still think there's something with Rowson, like the way that his delivery and the way that the pitches come off, like he's got some deceptiveness. And I don't know, he's leaving his pitches, in bad areas right now. And that's just it's not going to work. But, um, there's some pieces here that you can kind of continue with this year.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a full complete swap of you're not. First of all, you're not going to find that at the deadline, but
No, you're not going to find. That's the problem. You have too many holes to fill. You can't fill them all.
Yeah.
Not that you're both sinking, but you're only in a wild card spot. You're fighting for your life in the wild card is basically what you're looking at. Because coming back against the Brewers, which I don't know if you know this, but where were the Brewers at last year? How many games back were they coming off of the deadline? Because weren't we in first place? They
No.
chased us down. When did they
They
chase
they
us
chased
down?
us before the deadline, wasn't it?
Before the deadline?
I
Uh,
thought.
I don't
Yeah.
know. That's why I was asking. I have no idea.
Um,
I can't
I'll
remember back
I'll
that
double
far.
check that for sure though. But they got hot and then they
They
got
got really
hot.
hot, so
They
you
got
never
hot.
know with the Cubs. They can get hot. They
They
won
could.
10 games straight twice this year, so you just
Brewers.
never know, honestly. But yeah, no, I agree with you on this upcoming series. It's crucial to go into the All Star break on a good note too. You don't want to have that bad taste in your mouth throughout the whole break. So at
Yeah.
least win two or three or have a good showing out there for sure.
Tightly contested. The final National League Central standings on July 31st, 2025 were tightly contested with the Brewers holding a slim one-game lead over the Cubs for the division lead. So
So the 31st.
they tracked them down like
Or
just
did
around that time. Maybe it might have been before that and they were kind of swapping for a little bit. I'm not
could have
sure, but
been. Yeah, but
uh,
they got hot. I remember
yeah.
that. That's the moral of the story. Is the Cubs can get hot too. It's just a
Mhm.
matter of do the Brewers slip and struggle a little bit. That I don't know. that's left to be seen. But this was fun, Joey. It's always great breaking down Cubs baseball with you. And this was a fun series, even though you didn't sweep, you left on a bad note. It's all right. You turn the page, you go to Cincinnati, and you take care of business there, and all is well on the road trip. So
Absolutely.
this was good. Any final thoughts?
Um Not a whole lot. Yeah, like I said, I was just happy to see that that's how they, because like the O's, I think what I'm most happy with the series is it's a road game or road series. Number one, you're going to the East Coast. The O's are a weird team where it's like they're not good this year. I think everybody knows that as far as record goes, but their lineup is dangerous, as they showed in one of the games of the series. Like I still look at that lineup, all those prospects, all the guys that they have that have had good years too, as highly touted prospects, and then might not be having a good year this year. But that's dangerous as a road series. So yeah, all in all, yeah. Final thoughts are just I'm still happy with the way that the series turned out. Um, Looking forward to next week, man. Let's get some. We got to see what happens this weekend. But yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about it here a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. My final thought is just keep winning. That's all you can do. Keep winning series. And I'm looking forward next week too. I always love the All-Star break. I really love the home run derby. It's going to be interesting to see how it is this year with just the swings. I wish they'd bring back the outs, but I'm old, so that's probably why. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be on Netflix this year, so
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
it's very different and a different format too. But I'm glad they got rid of the timing. I didn't like the whole. And then the BS of like the ball hitting the ground. Like Schwarber got totally robbed when he was a Cubs player, if you recall, because he waited for the ball to land every single time. And then I believe it was
Oh
Bryce
yeah.
Harper. Bryce Harper beat him that year. He didn't wait.
I
So
mean, the timed aspect of it to me is like I don't know. It's a little weird. Yeah, I kind of like the outs, but I also think that I don't like when they're taking like one you get gassed. You do get gassed up there, so like I understand
yeah,
taking a pitch, and I think that's what the time limit was preventing guys from taking
sure. Yeah,
pitches
taking all the pitches. Yep.
because it would get annoying. You're just watching them like, oh,
Yeah. Well, well,
but
oh, yeah.
and that would get annoying
Good
too.
point.
But at the same point, at the same token, I don't know. I don't want them. How you find. I do kind of like the outs because then that way you still get the full. You get to see. I don't know. You get the full part of it to me. Maybe I'm old school
Yeah.
that way too.
Yeah, and I have to look more into the format. But if it's 10 swings, are they still going to be able to just take take pitch? I didn't swing. I didn't swing. I don't know because
Sounds
it's
like
not
they
10
probably can't.
pitches. It's 10 swings.
Right.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun, and I'm sure it's always a good time to see who's in there. But Bryce Harper announced today that he's going to be in it. Wilson Contreras is supposed to be in it, so that'll be funny if he gets
Wow.
beamed with a ball and he's the first ever one to rush the pitching mound during the home run derby.
How do you think? I mean, I know it's not Contreras' first All Star appearance, but like, how do you think Contreras? Or I mean, I don't know. Like in the home run derby, I think it is his first home run derby
I
though.
think it's
But
his first home run derby.
like, how do you think other players of other teams that are going to be at the festivities, like what their overall vibe, like thoughts are about Contreras going
With
into it, especially with all the noise that surrounded him and all the incidents that have happened over the last year or two.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be kind of like tiptoeing around him. I don't because it's an event where your family's there and you don't want to get into any beef or anything. So I think they're very much going to be avoiding him and like avoiding any type of conflict whatsoever because he doesn't care when or where. If he's upset, he's going to let you know about it. So yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting to see how he does in the home run derby because he does hit bombs.
Oh yeah,
So and he's kind of built different. So maybe he won't get tired or something. I don't know. I could see him being a sleeper pick.
it'll be
So
entertaining. Yeah, I could see him. I could see him doing good, or putting too much pressure on himself to do good and getting
being a
mad.
Jazz Chisholm,
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
we'll
I'm gonna
see.
watch though. He's gonna make me. He's gonna make me tune in. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what they were hoping for, but it should be fun. Well, I'm going to tell everyone where they can go check us out. Go support us at ontapsportsnet.com. Go see what's on tap. We have tons of Chicago sports. We got Bears coverage, Blackhawks coverage, Bulls coverage, White Sox coverage, even though that's not what we like to talk about here, and beer and golf coverage. Go check us out. It's ontapsportsnet.com. Go support us at the Cubs side using our code ONTAPSports at Obvious Shirts on your next Obvious Shirts order. You will get 10% off. And yeah, support the boys. We're here. We love the Cubs just as much as you do, and we love to talk and deliver the content for you. So we appreciate everyone that joined us here tonight. And Joey, what do you say we get out of here the only way that we know how?
Fly the W, baby. I don't have a promo for you tonight. I'm sorry. I probably should have came with something, but Tyler
So,
does it best. So we'll just fuck the Cardinals.
yeah, always fuck the Cardinals. Fuck the Brewers as well for good measure. And let's go Cubbies.